So what a pleasure to introduce to our stage the founder of a great organization called Epic Angels, someone that I know is going to make us think with a really powerful call to action. Please welcome to the stage, Maaike Doyer.
Hello and good afternoon. So I want to start this with a question. What is going to be the next revolution in angel investing? And I can hear you think, what new technology or new market is he talking about? No, I'm not talking about another shiny object. What I'm talking about is who will write the check? Women. That is going to be the next revolution in angel investing. My name is Maaike Doyer. I'm a global citizen. I'm born in Europe. I lived in San Francisco, in Singapore, and currently I live in New York City. And I'm on a mission to mobilize and empower female accredited investors all over the world. And today, what I want to talk with you about is about how women will lead the future of angel investing and how they will change the VC landscape. And how we're going to do that by moving 10 billion into a different direction. And I think that fits perfectly with the theme of this conference, bold change the world, right? Because changing who controls the capital, that's a bold move, right? And it will change everything. So a little bit more about me. I'm born in this country, in the Netherlands, in Holland. I studied math. I just happen to love numbers, can't help it. I started my career at the Big Four, PricewaterhouseCoopers. I worked in mergers and acquisitions. But I quickly realized you don't change the world by writing business plans. So I decided to step out, and together with a colleague, we created this company called Business Models, Inc. And we published this book, Business Model Generation. And I hope you're all familiar with the business model canvas model. At first we thought if we can sell 10,000 copies of the book, that's going to be amazing. Well, today it's over 4 million copies of that book. This model became very popular. Good to hear we got some fans here. This model became very popular all over the world, right? So we saw a great opportunity to expand our company overseas. So I convinced my husband to quit his job. And together we left the Netherlands and we moved over to the United States, to San Francisco, to set up the company there. So in Silicon Valley, what I did, I helped corporates how to innovate like startups. I was a professor at universities where I was teaching MBA programs about entrepreneurship, how to be an entrepreneur. And of course, I also worked with many startups about their business model, their strategy, their pitch deck. And that is how I entered the world of angel investing, because I wanted to invest in those startups myself as well. But then it was very interesting. It was a lot harder than I thought. I mean, I worked in M&A, I'm a number person, and I worked with all these startups. But actually writing that check and investing in a company was super scary. Which one to pick? What if it goes wrong? Right, so to get over this, what I did, I decided to start small. I literally invested only $100. That was it, as an angel check. And that really helped me to make that first step into angel investing. Funny enough, I still struggled even with $100, isn't it hilarious? But from there, from doing those first $100 checks, that's how I started to get more confident with angel investing, and that's how I grew in my role as an investor. Fast forward a couple of years, I decided to do my exit from the business model company, and I moved over to Singapore, this beautiful country on the screen. And when I arrived there, I knew I wanted to keep on doing angel investing. Because if you look at global growth, by 2030, more than 50% of GDP will come from Asia. So as an investor, I want to be part of that growth. So what I did, I knocked on the door of a couple of existing angel networks. But they were all pretty old school, you know, what we see here in the US and in Europe, a lot of white men. In Asia, it's the same, it's just Chinese men, right? But it's all the same. So I was like, this is not my tribe. I'm not feeling comfortable here. They were also saying, you have to invest $25,000, $50,000 in one startup. I was like, that's not how it works. So what I did, I just said to a few of my friends, I know my way around in startup world. I will find us a startup that we can invest in. 6 weeks later, we did our very first investment. In Aroga, a company in Bangladesh, they're doing online pharmacy. That was today 4 years ago. So that's how we got started. That was the start of Epic Angels. 4 women, and slowly we started to add more women. And what was even more interesting, not only female investors wanted to join, founders also reached out to us. And they're like, we need women on our cap table. We only have men right now. Can you please invest in us as well? And that was the push that we needed to go big. And today, we are the largest female-only investment collective. We have over 600 women spread out over 36 countries all around the world. And we invest in APAC and LATAM. And yes, women only, right? So that's very exciting. And the other thing that I'm seeing around me is there's this shift in the investment landscape where the investor is more and more in charge. I mean, maybe you remember 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if you wanted to buy a share of Amazon, you had to call your banker, right? And he or she had to put in the order and get you that share. Pretty complicated. These days, we all take out our phone right now, and for $5, we can buy a fractional share of Amazon. Technology made that happen super, super easy. And this is what I predict is also going to happen with angel investing. It's going to get democratized. It's going to get more open and achievable for every one of us to actually be an angel investor. Just like back in the day, you had to have a lot of money to invest on the stock exchange, and today you can do it with $5. That same thing, that's going to happen with angel investing as well. So let me go back to my statement that I made earlier, right? So how are we going to move that 10K to 10 billion into the markets? First of all, this is not about investing in female founders. I really want to be clear about that. So often when I say that all our investors are women, they somehow think we only invest in female founders. But that assumption is a little outdated and frankly sometimes a little frustrating as well. Because women invest in great founders, period, right? The point is not the founder gender, it's shifting the power dynamic on the investor side. And some other trends that I want to tell you about as well. Some facts here. I mean, I love this quote, women became millionaires twice the rate of men over the past decades. This is happening all over the world. More and more wealth is ending up in the hands of women. So what does that mean if that's indeed happening? First of all, we need to stop seeing women as the beneficiary, but really need to see the women as the change agents, right? The women as the change maker. That is the whole movement is about. Because we all know we've been focusing a lot on female founders for the past decades. Unfortunately, still the same percentage of VC is going to female founders. So that didn't work. So we need to try something different. And my hypothesis is, if we're going to change who's writing the check, this equation will automatically change as well, because that's what's going to happen. So if women are these change agents and women start to invest, we need to realize that women invest in a different way than men do. It's not about better or worse, right? It's just different. And whether you are a founder, a VC, a policymaker, you have to understand that what is different about that. For example, for women, it's not only about the money. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? We're not doing venture philanthropy here, so we definitely want to get a good return, but it's not only about the money. Just as important as the money is, what difference will this startup make in the world? What I see is that women use venture capital money, angel investing, to drive the change that they want to see. So often when we're looking at startups together, I mean, the first question that most of my investors ask themselves is this: what is the change that this company makes? Because if it doesn't fit what I believe in, the change that I want to see in the world, I'm not even looking if it's a financially healthy company. No, I just want to really create that change that I'm passionate about, that I want to do. But unfortunately, there's also some other studies. There has been a study that's been asking women, who's the better investor, men or women? 91% of the women said that the man is the better investor. That's pretty sad, right? If you think about that. And you know why it's really sad? Because women are the better investors. Study over study, all around the world, they show women get higher returns in all the different asset classes. And why are women better investors? Why are they so much better at judging risk? They build more diversified portfolios. They think long term, think about the whole ecosystem that they're about. And women educate themselves before they actually invest. So if anyone here is doubting about becoming an angel investor, don't doubt your knowledge. Don't doubt your skills. You're more than ready, right? You got this. Or if you ever run into a female investor, tell her this, right? Women are the better investors. Okay, so now how are we going to move that 10 billion that I spoke about? We want to mobilize 1 million women to invest just $10,000 each. So 1 million women, let's put that in perspective. In the United States alone, there are 24 million accredited investors. About 10 million of those are female. So if we move only 10% of those female accredited investors to invest only $10,000, we already moved 10 billion into the market. And that is nothing, right? 10% of female accredited investors, 10K. Because what is 10K? I mean, raise your hands. Who has 10K sitting in a bank account and doing absolutely nothing? Not part of your pension fund, not part of your emergency fund, not even getting interest. That 10K, only that 10K is what we're talking about here. That is what we're passionate about moving into the market. So now we know the money is there. We really need to work on getting the confidence, the courage to invest. And I think no matter who you are in the room, I mean, if you're a woman, you can do this. But if you're a policymaker, an angel network that's out there to really get more female founders, you can do a couple of things, right? You can lower the barrier to enter. Let women invest with smaller amounts. At Epic Angels, you can invest with $1,000 per startup. That becomes achievable, right? There are other incentives that we can do around policies. It's about creating an experience. I mean, as you can see, we have a lot of fun doing it. It's about having good conversations with each other. Some of our founders even tell us, your due diligence is a lot more solid than most of the VCs that we're speaking with, right? Because we get all that knowledge together from the women. And the education is not about following a course, but really learning by doing. And when women invest, it's about building a portfolio. The 10K that I was talking about, you don't even need to put that in one startup. You can put that in 10 startups, right? So, and then every investment, you'll become a more savvy investor because every investor started somewhere, right? We all started small, and this could be your first small step. And of course, no startup will take your $1,000 check, so you have to go through a collective. I mean, if you are a woman interested in investing in Asia Pacific or in South America, you're absolutely welcome to join us wherever in the world you're based. It's a beautiful community that we have. And that is how I believe we will really change the ecosystem, and women will really change that by investing just 10K each, moving $10 billion into the ecosystem. And when we do that, changes will be visible. Right? It will be this ripple effect, because if we change who invests, we change what gets invented. Imagine that 10 billion, 20% of that going into health tech, that's $2 billion. That will really change the ecosystem. Imagine that 10 billion going to different types of founders, different types of innovation, because women will ask different questions. So the changes will really be visible. So that's why I firmly believe that the future of angel investing is female. I hope you're with me in supporting that, and please reach out through the QR code you can scan. If you're a policymaker, if you're an angel fund, if you're an investor, I'd love to speak more with you about this and see how in your region we can get more women to invest. And if you're interested in a sneak preview, tomorrow we have our monthly pitch event. It's at 7:30 a.m., so that's right before the whole conference here starts. And you can join online. We have our monthly pitch event, normally only behind closed doors for our members, but tomorrow we actually have opened it up for the whole world to watch that and be present there as well. So I do hope to see you all there or in another conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Maaike. Thank you very much. And here's to the epic angels and all who fly with them. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Well,